What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I want to address the story that many people have referenced over the past few days. Now, this actually occurred back on Saturday, and you've probably seen the reports, but this is it. Tens of thousands still in the dark after targeted attacks on North Carolina power substations. Now, why are we going to address this? Well, the good news is that as of today, according to multiple reports, Duke Energy is now saying that the North Carolina power cut is actually going to come back on earlier. This is potentially coming on tomorrow, okay, on Wednesday night, not on Thursday evening like they initially reported. But the reason why I bring this up, first off, it's good news that 45,000 people, our customers, are going to get their electricity back, right? They're going to be back online. But the problem is, this is still an issue. Look at this story right here. It says, attacks on U.S. power grid have been subject of extremist chatter for years. DHS bulletin warns of attacks on critical infrastructure amid other targets. Now, that has me a little worried, when I read that on CNN, but here's another one. This is from the Associated Press. They say U.S. power grids has long faced terror threat. Now, that's not what we want to see, right? But again, then I read this one from ABC News. Attacks, plots similar to sabotage of North Carolina power grid have threatened infrastructure nationwide. Now, that had me a little bit worried. So I did a lot of research, like I always do, and guess what I came up with? Look at this. This right here is from the Homeland Security website. National Terrorism Advisory System Bulletin, November 30th, 2022. Let's go ahead and read a little bit of this. The United States remains in a heightened threat environment. Lone offenders and small groups motivated by a range of ideological beliefs and or personal grievances continue to pose a persistent and lethal threat to the homeland. This was done on November 30th. But if we come over here and we look at this one, okay, what actually happened, right? If we look at this, this happened on Saturday night, right? Where people shot the substation, right? This happened on Saturday night. You know what Saturday night was? Saturday night was not November 30th. Saturday night was December 3rd. So 3 days before that, we got reports from the Department of Homeland Security, and this is the bulletin that they put out right here. So how crazy is that? That now what we're getting is they're telling us that stuff's coming, and then it comes, right? Well, why do I even bring this up? Why does it matter? It's old news, right? They're already getting the power grid online. No big deal, right? But, we're going to read the rest of this article right here. Okay, we're going to read the rest of this because I think this is extremely important to understand. This isn't the first time. This will not be the last time, but we have to be prepared. I've said this before. What happens in times of high inflation? People stop spending money. They can't pay their energy bills, but they still want to get energy. They still want electricity. They just can't pay for it. Now, this is a possibility that the people that attacked this substation in North Carolina just couldn't pay their utility bill. Or maybe it was shut off and they're like, screw you, Duke Energy. We're just going to make sure every single customer gets their power shut off as well. And then they do that. Now, again, that's just a theory. Not my theory, but it's a theory. But again, that's what's happening. And so here's what experts have to say. Experts are telling us to buy lots of fuel, to make sure you have other sources of electricity, possibly a generator, maybe solar powered. I've talked about this before, okay? Get solar powered stuff. Maybe you have a generator, great, but obviously it takes fuel. Buy lots of fuel. Maybe you'll want to make sure that during the winter that your freezer or fridge, whatever, it doesn't go out, right? Somebody said probably a week or so ago that what they do every single year, they actually dig a little spot out in the snow for all their, all their goods, all their stuff that they put in the fridge, and they just leave it out there. Build a little box. Obviously, you don't want animals getting to it or whatever, but they build a little box, put all their stuff outside, surrounded by the snow, stays cold. And so now they can actually buy more stuff and really prep for the winter. They buy it early. I think it was like October, November. Buy it early, put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge, whatever they do. And then as they start accumulating more stuff throughout the winter, they start sticking it outside, right? And so that's free. Snow is free, right? You build a little box, or maybe they have it, who knows? I didn't ask all the questions, but that's a possibility. But what experts are now telling us is, again, buy lots of fuel. And it's not because prices are going up and you got to take advantage of the low prices of fuel, which are still higher than what they were last year. But again, they say because the possibility of power outages throughout the winter months are increasing. Not only do we have this risk of this threat of potential terrorism, right, from the from Homeland Security, but now we have to worry about higher prices. We got to worry about liquefied natural gas. We got to worry about oil from other countries and the cutoff from Russia, right? So there's a lot of things going on right now, a lot of potential crises that we got to stay up on top of, right? And so here's my advice to you, and I've said this before: just be ready. Just be ready for whatever comes. And I said this before. Make sure you go and prep your house. Caulk around the windows. Make sure that they're all sealed around door jambs, or the doors, and make sure that you have seals inside the doors as well. Make sure your windows are closed properly. They can lock. Put that clear film over your window. Make sure you pretty much insulate your home, right? That's one thing you can do. Have a little heater that you can use just in case, a propane heater. Something as simple as I still have it sitting right here. It's the Mr. Buddy, the portable Buddy heater, right? You can get it for like $75 on Amazon. I'll put a link to that down in the description box below so you can go check it out. But something as simple as that. I have a bunch of those. And so I just keep one in my office just in case I ever need it. And so the purpose of this video isn't to scare you. It's just to inform you of what's going on with that issue that happened in North Carolina. To let you know that it is being resolved. It's going to be back online a little bit sooner than expected, about 24 hours ahead of schedule, which is great. But at the same time, this isn't new. This is not new. We've seen the reports from the Department of Homeland Security. They actually give us these reports to, hey, be on the lookout for something like this, because again, it could happen. It might not happen in your area. It might not directly affect you because your power's going to be shut off, but it could be somewhere nearby. If that's the case, it could affect you in some way, right? So again, just be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. And again, there's crazy times. These are crazy times, and we just have to be prepared for whatever happens. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.